Everybody says to rebalance or maintain a certain allocation in your portfolio, but how do you actually run that math quickly? Let's say you have $300 to invest, but some of your stocks are up, some are down. How do you actually figure out what the balance is that you need to rebalance? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that math with a brand new tool here in today's video. Today's tool is one that I built for myself that I want to share with all of you, because some months I would have $100 to invest. Some months I would have $500 to invest, but no matter what, I wanted to make sure I was investing it the right way to maintain the right allocation that I had set for our investment portfolio. And we have a pretty simple 50-50 split between two index funds, but sometimes one would be up more than the other, one would be down a little bit. So it was never a 50-50 split with how I would actually contribute the money. It always differed a little bit. Sometimes it would be 75% to one in order to bring it up a little bit to get it back to that point of being 50-50. And that's why this can be so challenging. So I'm going to show you today, using this tool that I built, how to run the math on figuring out how much you should contribute to one or potentially sell of the other. I'm going to show you both options when it comes to just contributing or doing a full-on rebalance with sells and buys. So let's get into today's tutorial where I'm going to show you how to do this math on your own. All right, today's tool is the investment contribution and rebalance calculator. You can find it on my website by going to resources, and then you'll see it as one of the cards on the page. Or of course, the link is in the description below. But we're going to start here in contribution mode, and I'm going to run it as if I was running it for myself here to show you how easy this is. Well, contribution mode allows you to put new money into the account without having to sell anything. Because let's say you're in accumulation mode and you just keep wanting to invest more money, but you want to maintain the portfolio that you've decided for yourself, contribution mode is going to be the right option for you. So here in this example, you just need to go through each box of the tool. So we'll start here with how much money do you have to invest? We'll say just an easy $100. My holdings are a mix between AVUV and VOO. I put in their current value as they are in the stock market at the time of wanting to rebalance my account and make a new contribution. And you set your target allocation. In this example, it's 50-50. You do need to make sure it adds up to 100%, of course, but you can click add holding if you need to add more, or you can click on the X to remove some. And then it's going to tell you exactly how you need to contribute this money. So we're going to go ahead and hit calculate, and it's going to tell us we need to buy $100 of VOO. And why is it only 100? Well, that's because that's the maximum amount we gave it to invest. And now you'll notice that your current value between the two in this example is more than 100. That's why it's leading us to contribute only $100 to VOO. Let's say we have $10,000 to invest and we hit calculate. It's going to tell you the exact dollar amount to invest in each to get it back on target to your 50-50 split. And that's it. Pretty simple and easy. You just put in how much you have to invest, your current value in the stock. That's what you want to be careful to use. You want to make sure to use your actual value of how much investments you own. And then if you want to move over to the rebalance side of things, let me reset this to $100 and we'll click on rebalance, because this is going to show us how to sell and buy in order to get back to our target allocation. So it's going to remember what you had already put in here for your holdings. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit calculate, and you'll see here it's actually telling us to sell some of AVUV and buy that amount of VOO. And now this is your more traditional rebalance where you sell some and buy some of the other ones. That's going to get you back to that target allocation in this example of 50-50. Now let's say you wanted to rebalance and contribute some money. So let's come back up to the top where it says new money to add, and just know it is optional because you can rebalance without adding more money. But let's say you wanted to contribute that $100 that you were thinking about earlier. Now we'll recalculate it, and it's going to tell you how much to sell and how much to buy to get back to that 50-50 allocation based on your current value of how much of these investments you own. And that's really it. This tool provides you with some great information like your drift. That way it tells you how far off of your target allocation you are. It tells you some great information of how much you need to sell, how much you need to buy, and lets you work your situation in both a contribution only mode or a rebalance mode. And now this tool makes it simple and easy. This math can be a little bit confusing in your head to try to work out on your own. But there are a couple things that I want you to be aware of when you're using this tool. Number one is that this tool ignores tax considerations. So you do need to be aware that when it comes to selling some of your investments, that there may be some tax implications that you need to be aware of. Of course, if you're moving money around in a 401k or an IRA, that may not be a concern. But if you're doing this in a taxable brokerage account, you need to be aware of the tax implications. So make sure you're aware of that and understand exactly how that's going to play out when it comes to selling any of your investments. And then second, even though there is a rebalance option, this isn't something you need to do every single time you want to add money. It's something that you may want to do annually, or if you notice your account drifting further and further apart, then maybe you want to rebalance. It's not something you need to do super frequently, but I wanted to make sure to include it here so that when it does come time to rebalance, you can just click a button and get the math all worked out for you so you know exactly what you need to sell and what you need to buy and how much of each. The bottom line for this tool, and the reason that I recommend using it, is it's going to help you not get stuck when it comes to investing. It's going to help you figure out the math that can seem a little bit difficult, but then it's going to help you figure it out quickly and simply, and then you can keep your investing momentum going and continue putting more and more money into the market for your future. So that does it for today's video. So please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any future tutorials or any future podcast episodes here on financial planning for young adults. So be sure to subscribe so that you can continue learning how to invest and save and build a financial plan for your future. You can find the tool that we used in today's video linked down below in the description. And let me know down in the comments if this tool helped you at all with your investing. And thank you for watching Financial Planning for Young Adults. I'm your financial planner, Skyler Fleming. Have a great week.